Few things rile passengers more than being left stranded after a canceled flight. It is the single biggest source of airline complaints, and it causes huge headaches all around. Now airlines are trying to spend some of their new profits on solutions. Joining us to discuss is WSJ middle seat columnist Scott McCartney. Hi, Scott. Give us a sense of why rebooking everyone after a canceled flight is so onerous.
You know, Tanya, it's enormously complicated. Typically, what airlines have done is just look for the flights with the fewest number of people on board and say, okay, we're going to cancel those because we're going to inconvenience the least number of people. But what you really have to look at are where people are going. How many are making connections? Are they making connections? If I've got no seats as an airline into, say, Denver, I don't want to cancel flights with a lot of people who are headed to Denver.
Yeah.
There are also all kinds of airline issues, mechanical issues. Does a plane need parts installed overnight? What city are those parts in? Are they going to be available? Where am I going to have crews available after the storm passes? It really is a very complicated puzzle that airlines have only been sort of hitting with a sledgehammer in the past.
Ooh, just hearing you talk about it is giving me a headache, Scott. So tell us about the new generation of computer programs that are trying to address all those complicated algorithms. Which show the most promise?
So it's very interesting. They're all kind of doing this at the same time. I think Delta is a little bit ahead of the game. They rolled out a system that they call internally Viper. It started in January. It not only is smarter about which flights to cancel, but much faster and smarter about reaccommodating people. Mm-hmm. It also, for the first time, it's a system that actually gives people choices. So it was sort of a big breakthrough when airlines started sending you notice, hey, your flight is canceled. Here's where you've been rebooked. But that rebooking may be 2 or 3, 4 days from now. Mm-hmm. And so people would instantly get on the phone or get in line and say, there's got to be something better. Well, Delta is now pushing alternates to you right from the start so you can see what else is out there. And they're coming up with creative alternates, routings that they wouldn't normally sell. Southwest has a new system that they call the Baker. It's named after a guy who helped develop it, who passed away. But they were doing a lot of this manually. It has 20 different parameters that it looks at when it decides which flights to cancel. United's got a new system. American is still implementing a lot of technology with a merger, but they're working on what they hope will be the next generation system that'll be out in the second quarter of next year.
It sounds like they're all making progress, but Scott, are the airlines beginning to weigh the consequences for individual passengers regardless of the flyer's status?
Yeah, very interesting. It used to be that status and the fare you paid, that got you all the priority, but that not necessarily the best solution. So Delta's system, for example, if they have multiple flights from New York to Atlanta, say, and you've got one passenger who's going to connect in Savannah and one Diamond member who is just going to Atlanta. Well, in the past, they'd give the first seat to the Diamond member. Now they look at it and say, you know, if we give the first seat to the guy going to Savannah, he can make the connection and get home rather than being stuck in the Atlanta airport overnight. And the Diamond member can go on a later flight. So they both get home that night. They've looked at their average reaccommodation time. Before this system, they were averaging 15 hours. Now they're down to, depending on the storm, 2 to 9 hours.
Makes a lot of sense. I'm feeling calmer already. Scott McCartney, thank you so much for that.
Sure. Great to be with you.